So I knew there was an opportunity for a new version of the Joker.
Thank you for doing the show. I understand you're huge down in Australia.
I'm sitting there walking, just thinking, and I suddenly hear, "Do you want to know how I got these scars?" I'm like,
all of us who worked with Heath on The Dark Knight accept this with an awful mixture of sadness but incredible pride.
Heath Ledger, easily one of the greatest actors of his generation and can even be considered as one of the best in film history. He wasn't only in one of the most popular movies of all time, but he won an Oscar from it, which more importantly can be seen as one of the greatest acting performances of all time. I mean, he became the Joker. He locked himself in an apartment for 6 weeks to master the role and even stayed in character off camera. However, his acting career hasn't always been smooth sailing. From struggling with his mental health, anxiety, the pressures of fame, and balancing his personal life with his business life. However, it all starts in Australia, 1979. Welcome. Heath Ledger instantly had a passion for acting since he was a kid. He admired Jack Nicholson and especially Mel Gibson. However, there was something else he enjoyed too. Besides music, he spent a lot of time playing chess. He didn't just enjoy it though. He got really skilled at it. He got so good that he even won a chess tournament against other skilled chess players that were also around 10 years old, which is also around the time he started to be in school plays and local theater productions. He kept doing this while being in auditions and, like many new actors, being rejected. Until when he was 16, he finally got his first acting role in the TV show Clowning Around. This is a good start, however, it was nothing compared to the role he would get 4 years later. He got to be a star in another TV show, Sweat. This is his first major role, which will be the start of his successful acting career. Because now that he's put his name out there, he could finally get a role in a movie. Within just his third film, he played a lead role in Roar. This was a significant project for him. However, even though he's becoming an established actor, he still kept his friends close and it wouldn't matter how famous he got. But him and his friends knew what would be best for his career. He must move to LA to get better opportunities. So that's what he did. And now he made new friends that were also Australians trying to make it as actors. This immediately paid off as he would get his breakthrough role certifying himself in the film industry. And that was for being in the movie 10 Things I Hate About You.
Do you have to audition for that? Are you good at that? Are you one of those guys?
I'm terrible at auditioning. I'm pretty sure I've lost more jobs auditioning than I have gained. Yeah, definitely.
So now that he's getting so many opportunities to be in similar roles to the one he had in 10 Things I Hate About You because he played it so well, he actually had no interest in them. He wanted to do something different that would also challenge himself, which what he's about to do definitely will.
What's the worst audition ever? You just went in there and went, oh, I totally screwed this up.
Well, I've had a lot of those.
On a level he hasn't quite experienced before, an opportunity to work with his idol, Mel Gibson.
Who's the biggest Australian movie star?
It was the guy, I guess, who bridged the gap between our two industries. Never dreamed in a million years.
With Mel Gibson watching his audition as he's the lead actor in the movie, Heath Ledger got a little nervous. Right after his audition, he felt like he did terrible.
I don't know, it was like one of the callbacks, the fifth callback in, and couldn't put two words together. I wasn't thinking straight. And I just walked out of the second scene that I'd prepared for the directors and the producers. I just stood up halfway through and said, look, I'm wasting your time, I really am, and I'm sorry, but I'm packing my bags, I'm going back to Perth, and just walked away.
But fortunately, they had a good feeling about him and decided to give him a shot to be in the movie. As excited as he was to be one of the leads in a movie with his idol, now he feels like he has to do an amazing job. So he started to second guess himself.
So this is first day shooting. This is first day on the paycheck for me. I'm looking forward to it. It's been 3 months since I found out I got this job, and finally, after 3 months of sitting around thinking about it, I get to go out there and do it. Blink my eyes and we'll be out there.
Midway through filming, he questioned if he could even accomplish the role he was given. Even though it was a struggle, he did it with the help of Mel Gibson mentoring him.
It's good. I'm happy to be finished. It was long, and I'm gonna catch a plane in 2 hours.
And because they were in South Carolina, Mel Gibson offered him a ride back to LA on his private jet with him.
and all of a sudden there we are with Mel on his jet, cruising back to LA.
He isn't just starring in A Knight's Tale, but he's the face of it. He has quickly become an A-list actor. However, during the marketing for the movie, he had to go city to city to talk about it and advertise the film. This led to him to start stressing out a lot. I mean, he's always wanted fame, but when he got it, he didn't really want it anymore. He didn't feel that he was good enough for what people are making him out to be. But now, he's going to be in Monsters Ball as a supporting actor. However, without even being the lead, his acting performance was still highly praised. Now he could pick any movie he wanted to be in, which he mainly did by seeing who the director is. So he was in Lords of Dogtown to Brokeback Mountain, where he met Michelle Williams, who's also a well-known actor, and now they're dating. Everything is just going right for him. I mean, he's still keeping his Australian friends close, he's happy with his girlfriend, and the hot streak only continues as a year later, he's now having a kid, which him and Michelle couldn't be happier. On top of that, Brokeback Mountain was released in theaters, which got him nominated for the Academy Award for Best Actor, which even though he didn't win, it's still a huge accomplishment. And if things couldn't get better, he went to co-owning a record label to fulfill his love for music more. With about 3 years of nothing but success, eventually things turned in a different direction. Him and Michelle Williams broke up, and it has now become a really tough time for him. He heavily struggled with his mental health and insomnia.
Things were unraveling for Heath.
The pressures of fame is still getting to him, and he's having a hard time balancing his personal life with his professional life.
And he couldn't control it.
So eventually, he started taking medications to help him sleep, even though it wasn't so good for his overall health. But all he needed was to find something to work on that will make him excited again.
His love of chess was, legendary.
He was an amazing chess player, and it's something that we did every day. We were playing chess online or chess face-to-face.
Heath was trying to achieve a grand master status and was only a few points away from achieving his goal.
So he went with his old roots and started planning to direct a movie adaptation of Queen's Gambit, which is about chess, something he is clearly passionate about.
So this is about a young chess player who is addicted to drugs, to pills.
He wanted to use chess as a metaphor for the girl's life.
As he's still in the early stages for it, he's temporarily going to work on a new project he had to be a part of. It's now 2007. He got a call to audition for The Dark Knight, which immediately he was excited about. Things are starting to go his way again. However, Heath wasn't the obvious role for the Joker. He was competing against Robin Williams, Steve Carell, and many more highly skilled actors. But the director Christopher Nolan knew what was best and went with Heath, despite the majority of people not seeing the vision at first. Just like he did with his other roles, he lived it. However, this time, it was on a whole nother level.
I locked myself away for 6 weeks in a room and I kind of came up with this creep.
Simply trying to make a character that's basically a madman. He would practice his posture, voice, and laugh until he had it all completely mastered and knew who the Joker in The Dark Knight was going to be. He was absolutely obsessed with this role and was going to perform it as perfectly as he possibly can. This was going to be something special and everyone on set knew it, including him. His confidence is at an all-time high. Now it doesn't even matter which person he's acting a scene with, he's controlling and leading every scene he's in. Even if he didn't have a scene a certain day, he would still be there to study Christopher Nolan and support the other actors and crew members.
The only time that I'm alive and living and expressing and feeling and relating is when I'm on set and that time between action and cut.
He was really excited for the movie to come out, and while he waited, he starts filming in the Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus, which unfortunately will be his last. About halfway through the movie, he got the flu while filming in the cold rain, and many nights in a row, his sleeping pills weren't helping him sleep. Unfortunately, we all know what happens next. Even though he wasn't there to receive his award, he won an Oscar for the Best Supporting Actor due to his legendary performance in The Dark Knight, which many people will say is the best acting performance of all time. What he did in just 28 years is more than remarkable.
Why so serious? He finishes. I was just, holy man, goosebumps, chills run down me. And he does that little monologue for me. He's like, don't tell anyone.
See you next week.